Hey everybody, Soapbox Bill here again with my wrap-up recap of Sony's press conference. I didn't get to this last night because of sleep, but I took notes, so let's see what we got for this conference. Big thing, starting out, the audio issues they had. Bit embarrassing for Sony, and while not major points against them, I now have to go watch the Horizon Zero Dawn trailer because the audio wasn't in on that. There was some sort of malfunction on the stream, but I'm not taking major points off for that. Any live production has issues like that. It wasn't pulled off flawlessly, but it was still overall a really good showing. The Horizon Zero Dawn trailer, for their DLC, can't really talk about it that much because I haven't heard what it is, but it's more Horizon, so I'm okay with that. There were a lot of creepy moments in it. The intro to the Uncharted game was just like, okay, what are they doing with this? What's with all the drums and the music, and why? Why are they... What does this have to do with video games? And then the Uncharted trailer started, and I'm like, oh. And I never was into the Uncharted franchise. I just was like, okay, now they're done with it. Naughty Dog can move on to something else, but nope. Another Uncharted. At least it's not like, oh, this is the end of Nathan Drake's line. Oh, here's another Nathan Drake story. It's at least new characters, but it still seems to be very much the same formula and not my personal cup of tea. What came after that? Days Gone. Lots of zombies. Zombies. Yay, yay, zombies. In case you haven't had enough zombies, I'm going to say zombies again. It looks very much State of Decay, Last of Us. It uses some of the Horizon, like, hiding in the tall grass mechanics, and it looks interesting, and it's done that trailer and that preview got me excited for zombies in a way that I haven't been excited for zombies in quite some time. Since the original Dead Rising, I think, was the last time I was really excited for zombies, or Dead Island, one of the two. But it looks fun, it looks interesting, and I'd like to see more about it, and more of it. Next, we got going from zombies to dinosaurs. New Monster Hunter. That's a grind franchise I never got into, but it looks very pretty, and I might give it a try. I don't know. Usually it's been on Nintendo consoles, so I haven't. So this is a bit of a departure, but yeah, I'd give it a go. I might, well, give it a rent. Maybe go to like GameFly or Redbox and give it a rent to see if I like it before I'd buy it. And then the big thing from their press conference, Shadow of the Colossus remake. No. Just no. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but no. After what happened with The Last Guardian, no. They're saying it's going to come out in 2018. Ha ha. No. That's Team Ico. What the hell? It's going to be 2018. Nope, it's 2019. Nope, it's 2020. So much faith lost because of the bungling of The Last Guardian, and which was essentially just kind of Shadow of the Colossus again. And Well, at least they're remaking their best game, their magnum opus. So at least there's that, if you're interested in it. And we got Capcom versus Marvel. That was I haven't been excited for a fighting game. Fighting games usually aren't my general cup of tea because usually they're really weak on story. I might try Injustice, but the way they've been handling that with all the DLC and microtransactions just really grinds my gears, to use a Family Guy reference. But this one looks fun, and with all the Marvel characters I love, the Capcom characters, there was this one scene with where Dante from Devil May Cry hands Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy his two guns, Ebony and Ivory, and he's just like, yay! Which, Capcom's writing can be very campy, but if they bring in the Marvel team, I think it has a chance of being, at the very least, very entertaining. And then the next big thing was, of course, all hail the mighty Lord Call of Duty, which is returning to World War II, copying Battlefield, though not really, though yes. Since the original Modern Warfare, COD has just been a pain in the neck for me. I've just given up on playing it. I'd rather play a shooter with more color, more personality. Borderlands is fun. Overwatch, the new Quake, Cliff Bleszinski's new Lawbringers or Lawbreakers game that he showed off. So many more other shooter games, multiplayer shooter games that Call of Duty just does. Call of Duty Battlefield just, no. I do something new, do something interesting. At least Battlefield went back to World War I instead of World War II, which we've seen so many times. Skyrim VR was the next thing, and honestly, why wasn't this at Bethesda's conference? I know it was part of the whole hawking for the PlayStation VR, but when one of your biggest titles gets the VR port, why hold that back and put it on Sony's? I mean, Ubisoft did the same thing with Assassin's Creed at Xbox, so maybe it was something that had to be done, but if it was in the Bethesda showcase, it would have lifted that one up. And for this, I'm like, okay, Skyrim for PS4 in VR. That's at least a reason for me to at least think about getting PlayStation VR as opposed to something like Oculus or the HTC Vive, so I can then, play Skyrim in VR on my PlayStation. Which, that was interesting. Interesting, kept me in. Though this next one puzzled me so much, and I'm just, really, why? And that's the Final Fantasy 15, I think it's 15? There's so many, I keep on getting... The newest Final Fantasy VR fishing. A fishing game. A full VR release for what is essentially a mini game in a Final Fantasy game. What? Why? Why would you do that? That just does not make sense. Is this a joke? Is it actually like a full-on VR type DLC and you go into an adventure under the deep and fight all these water monsters? Or is it really fishing? Why? Why do that? Why do? Okay, and the next thing is God of War. We got to see more of the new God of War. I have missed Kratos. I have missed the old hack and slashes. And it looks interesting. And I've said that a lot for Sony and Microsoft's press conferences, is it's interesting. This had a lot more going on. You got to see that the little boy with Kratos is actually his son, and he talks to the world serpent, the Midgard serpent, who says he wants to help him. Because, the being that's in Norse mythology meant to bring about the end of the world is, someone who definitely want to help you out. It looks interesting. They've gotten rid of the whole of, the twin blades on chains, but it looks fun and bloody and gory, and I will play it. I will play it. Then they had the premiere for, I think the game's called Detroit Becomes Human, as if that city hasn't had enough things happen to it. Basically, the game from the trailer is, the robots are rising up and rebelling against humanity, but you're on the side of the robots. You're one of these androids that's rebelling against humanity to try and gain their freedom and gain freedom for all the other androids that are essentially being bought and sold as slaves, which the whole, when does a computer become a person? When does artificial intelligence become real? Become indistinguishable from a person? And that whole conversation and debate is really interesting. And they do make the whole, you can do it chaotically by, violence, or you can be more passive and more nonviolent resistance, sabotage, not as aggressive. I'd like to see how they go with that. But, yeah, actually, no buts. No buts for that one. That one was just a very interesting new IP, and I want to see more. And what was it that came after that? Oh yeah, Destiny 2. Destiny 2. Got some word on, exclusive things on PlayStation for Destiny 2. Nah, no big deal for me. I'm more excited for Anthem than I am for Destiny 2, depending on when that comes out. But it looked interesting, and I'm a bit more into Destiny now, so I might go buy the whole collectors, not the collectors, but the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC and stuff, because I traded in my original copy of Destiny way back when for something else, because I wasn't playing it. But that was fun, and then we got to see some gameplay and demo stuff for the new Spider-Man game, Spoderman, which is really good considering the movie coming out, very timely, and it seems to be playing like a Spider-Man game, but lots of quick time events in that kind of set piece scene portion of it. So, contextual button pressing, quick time events. I'd have to see more. But I'm not hating it, so I think it could be good. Overall, I'd have to say Sony had a really great showing, even with the technical difficulties they had early on. But it's really a toss-up between them and Microsoft at this point. Bethesda just really dropped the ball, but I think Microsoft and Sony both had really strong showings for E3 this year. And I'm excited to see what's coming up. Well, we'll see what happens in the months to come with everything coming out. I'll see you guys later. Have a great one.